Hello and welcome back. I know it's been a while since the last video, but in today's episode, we need to get a lot of stuff done. We have some farms to build, some tools to get, and also we're going to be adding the first church of this world. Also, at the end of the video, I will be announcing a big change happening, so stay tuned for that. But of course, we have to start the day off building our iron farm. Perfect. 2 stacks right there. That's what I want to see. Now, before we get to the other stuff, a door-to-door salesman actually came to my door selling pufferfish. Bucket of pufferfish. Thank you, good sir. 3. Hello, llamas. You guys are so cute on how you walk. Oh my gosh. Look how cute they are. Anyway, I think these guys will make great decorations for the house. Also, throughout this whole recording, I am slightly working with the villagers, but they're really annoying, so I don't leave a lot of that footage in, so just so you know. But in some breaking news, I found 2 bees, and we made yo a little baby. It's so cute. But then, of course, I have to go wreck the whole thing, and you're not supposed to. Oh
No,
my goodness!
no, I didn't mean to do that.
I'm just not smart, and I apologize, but I've forever wrecked this bee
Oh,
family,
he
like
died.
forever. Anyway, I need to go get some wood because we need money if you do not remember. Also, I started working on the wheat farm and planted some carrots and used that to breed the pigs, sheep, and cows that I already had. Even doing these chores, I have to be so careful because one mistake and this entire world is gone. Mining a tree, literally just mining a tree, and I was left at a heart and a half. Next thing on the list is to get an actual enchanting setup, so that once we buy the armor, we can actually make it good armor. I'm going to move this enchanted table later. I kind of want to build a cave that will store all this stuff, but this armor honestly had pretty good enchants on it, but I know I wanted to make it better later. But dang, yeah, now we are officially fully kitted in full diamond and enchanted armor. Okay, now with all those chores out of the way, let's get to some actual building. Now, this isn't the church quite yet, but I do want to add an extra room behind this painting. Now, do you remember those first pufferfish I bought from the first 30 seconds of this video? Well, I kind of wanted to actually put a fish tank or fish display area back behind here, and I just feel like it'd be a nice walkway. I want it to kind of be like a hallway leading onto somewhere. So I'm not exactly sure what it's going to lead up to. Maybe it'll be like a treasure room or something. But if you have any ideas, please let me know down in the comments, and I would greatly appreciate that. Now, when it comes to building projects, it's really important to have actually good tools. Otherwise, it takes forever, and I mean forever, to get the materials required. So I started the enchanting process. Now, one of the major blocks we're going to be using in this build is actually cobblestone and a little bit of deep slate later on. Also, just found some really lucky diamonds. But if you don't remember in my last video, in the beginning, I almost died right where I'm standing, basically right where these diamonds are, to a baby zombie and a giant zombie. So I wanted to turn this into a little farm, combining the 2 spawners. It took me a long time, and I didn't do that good of a job. But now we have a little bit of XP, and I'll have a ton of building blocks for future builds. Now that we have all the materials, we actually have to figure out where this building is going to go. And this land across the water, I think, is absolutely perfect. It's a little uneven, but after a bit of work, I think it'll work beautifully. And in order to make this even possible, we're going to need to get an amazing shovel, so that way I don't lose my mind mining dirt for an hour and a half. And as you can see, it actually went super quick, and we were able to flatten this out a ton. The first part of the footage corrupted, unfortunately, but this shovel just melted through the dirt. So for this church, I'm basically just doing a remake of the original villager church that you find in all those villages. The problem with those churches, in my opinion, is they're just a bit too small. Like the whole village can't even fit inside it at once. So I want to build a big enough church that it seems like it could fit an actual village. And if you're enjoying this content or all this random stuff I'm talking about, consider hitting the subscribe button and hitting the like button. It really helps a lot. And anyway, let's get back to the build. And that's pretty much it. From the watering trader, I also bought some blue flowers that I absolutely love. So I thought I'd decorate the outside, and I think it adds honestly a nice little touch. But yeah, now the church is basically built. Now there's a couple inside decorations that we're going to need to get to. And the first thing I wanted to tackle was blending the walls and the roof. And what I mean by that is it's pretty blocky and it doesn't look very natural where the walls end and where the roof begins. So I'm going to add these upside down stairs to hopefully blend that a little bit better. And then add these spruce logs that kind of just fill in the gaps. Before, this room felt really empty, and I think this little change actually helped bring it all together really, really nicely. Okay, so one last little, touch up I'm putting inside here is actually two armor stands. And these actually represent the four evangelists, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the ones who wrote the four gospels in the Bible. Now, I only had space for two stands, and that's not on purpose, but it also kind of points towards something cool. In the Orthodox church design, even when something is simplified, the meaning can still be preserved. Whether it's the architecture, the icons, or even the layout, everything points towards a deeper theology, and I love that. So, with that being said, even though I only have room for the two figures here, they will still carry the weight of all four. At least that's how it's designed. And I think it's a really great visual way to remind me that the gospel is central and that the church stands on the testimonies of these saints. I really like it. It's really subtle. I don't know what inspired this in the moment, but I love it because it's a small detail that tells a really, really big story. And wow, yeah, that's it for this build. This world is changing forever and hopefully for the better. But I can't do hardcore anymore. I'm too scared of losing it, and I have too many good ideas, and I want to stick with a world that I can play for forever, man.